Okay, today is Tuesday, July 14th, and I am heading back to the mayor's office on disability. I mean, it's hilarious. I'm following up, if you've watched the last video on being granted no access and accommodation at the mayor's office of disability. I'm going to read to you some emails that I got. July 7th, I got an email from their director telling me that basically, they didn't want to discuss any concerns of mine about the 2 years ago, the failure that they had, when I continued to follow up and they closed it on me as opposed to providing the correct services. The video is here of their failure, 11/27/12, and all the lack of help, the programmatic access lack of help, their ADA person being incorrect, the fact that I'm receiving the services now only because I have continued without their help, etc., etc. So I basically wrote back and said, that I was still requesting programmatic access, that I was still, wanting to come in and speak to them about, their unhelpfulness before. I had other things I wanted to tell them about. I did all this on, let's see, according to this email, 7/7. Then you saw where, I came in to try to follow up and apparently had to call a San Francisco police officer to come out here for civil standby to ensure that I wasn't mistreated. And if you watch the video, you notice the tone and texture of the director trying to get me out, accusing me of, basically videotaping other people of false red herring, making no programmatic access, treating me as a second-class citizen by wanting me to go out of the office, etc., etc. So I basically wrote back, when she tried to offer me not enough time, and I told her, that it was unacceptable and that I needed, more time, to come in and speak with her as I had originally asked in front of the police person. Then she wrote me back, and the game just continues. So this is her latest email, which I'm following up with. Dear Mr. Garza, I have made an offer to meet with you next Tuesday for 45 minutes. I've already explained to you the reasons why it's not acceptable for you to videotape in our office. I hope that your efforts to seek a reasonable accommodation for yourself, that you would also respect the privacy and rights of other individuals with disabilities who come into our office. Is that an accusation? Have I videotaped anybody else? Or is it simply a red herring, to fix the intelligence? Ask yourself. The videos are here for you to see, to learn the games, watch the inhumanity, any port in the storm for these people to do the wrong thing, not perform correctly, not be held accountable, etc., etc. If you do not confirm our appointment, I will not be available next Tuesday. I received this morning at 8:30, and she was responding basically to my email to her yesterday, where I told her that answering back an email from her that her proposal was inadequate and short of the legal requirement, that my request was for 2 hours or at least one. As a director of the mayor's office, I have not been afforded any access and accommodation as documented by the paperwork and videos. Again, your options are non-options and contrary to legal requirements by ADA, programmatic access, etc. Therefore, your limited options will not be taken, and I will, again, demand programmatic access. Again, you can deny and I can videotape. Please set up an appointment as soon as possible in the office where I can come in and proceed and videotape. Please be aware that I will be in to follow up with you in regard to this email, and you can again deny civility, humanity, correct process, programmatic access, etc. However, I will call San Francisco Police Department for civil standby to protect my rights if again violated by MOD. So here I am to follow up on her email, and let's just see how this game totally works out and everything else. Okay, learn the games, watch the inhumanity, the chicanery, the lack of proper help. Are these people properly trained? Amazing. They told me I was wrong 3 years ago. Apparently, I'm getting everything I said, and apparently they don't have to be accountable or responsible for their incorrect, non-efficient, shall I tell you, harmful, delaying risk management tactics that were used upon this poor disabled individual who unfortunately happens to know his rights. Thank you.